So we will start in a comfortable cross-legged position. If you want to sit on a towel or a block or a cushion, feel free. And I invite you to grab the flesh of your buttocks and pull it back behind your sit bones, and then maybe feeling how the bones in your buttocks connect more deeply with the ground. And I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And just check in with the muscles in your face and see if maybe you can soften at the brow, maybe around the mouth, let your cheeks relax. And then you might imagine a wave of relaxation coming down your body, feeling the muscles in the neck become softer, the shoulders relax. See if there's any tension or tightness around your heart that you might soften. And then you can let the walls of the belly fall open and the floor of the belly drop down, feeling the belly relax. And maybe softening into the hip creases, and letting go of the legs. And even the feet can relax. And then feel the weight of the arm bones releasing down with gravity. And let the hands just rest, relax. And then you can feel the feeling of the breath moving inside your body. And invite the breath to take up as much space as possible. Letting it open into this softened body and expand fully from belly to chest as you inhale. And release completely as you exhale. Take your time with your breath. Feeling the whole body breathing. Feeling the aliveness coming in as you breathe in, and the relaxation that comes when you breathe out. On your next exhale, drop your chin to your chest. And you might imagine a heavy weight suspended from your forehead, letting your head drop down. And then as you inhale, imagine the heart rising up toward the head. And then on the exhale, the head dropping down toward the heart. Just see how much you can let go of the weight of your head. Still breathing from belly to chest, but perhaps feeling the breath in the back of the body as well, coming Going up the spine and maybe all the way into the neck. And then move the chin over to the left shoulder. Place the right hand behind your back so that the fingers come over by your left waist. And then press the back side of your hand into your waist to roll that right shoulder away from your face. And then as you breathe deeply, notice where the breath moves into the body, how the shape of the body creates a pathway for the breath. Imagine that you can breathe in and fill the space that's being stretched. And then release that right arm, bring the chin center, lift the head up to neutral. Bring the right arm across the chest and pull it in with the left hand, straightening the arm. Flex at the wrist so that your palm is facing straight out to the left. And then turn your head to the right. And continue to feel the breath moving from belly to chest. Each and every breath, bringing life force in and releasing tension out. And release the hands, bring the head back to center, and drop the chin to the chest. And then move the chin over to the right shoulder. Bring the left arm behind your back so that the hand comes over toward the right waist with the palm facing out. And then the knuckle side of the hand will press into the body, and you'll try to roll that left elbow and shoulder back. Yeah, that's it. Imagine that you're breathing all the way up into that left shoulder. Trace the movement of the breath with your mind. And release that left arm. Bring your head center. Lift it up. And then bring the left arm across your chest. Pull it in with your right hand. Straighten the arm. Flex at the wrist so that the palm is facing to the right. And then turn your head to the left. Breathe belly, ribs, chest. Filling up and releasing down and out. And then release the hands, bring your head center. And then draw a circle in front of you with your nose. And start to let the circle get bigger and bigger. And then start to circle the other way, going from big to small. And then coming back to stillness. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Bring the hands to the ground in front of you, dropping the elbows down, dropping the head, letting the arms relax. And then expanding the breath into the body and releasing all the breath out of the body. So the more you focus on the breath, the less you become bothered by any unpleasant sensations. And the more you focus on the breath, the more you encourage the breath. And the more you breathe in, the more you breathe out. And the more you breathe out, the more you relax. Releasing the tension and stiffness from the body. See if you can feel the back ribs rising and falling with each breath. Relax even more through the hands, the arms, the face. And then on your next inhale, walk the hands in, roll yourself up, reach up. Exhale the hands together at the heart. And then release the hands down. Notice how your legs are crossed, which leg is in front or on top of the other. And then release your legs and shake them out. Maybe move your feet and toes around a little. And then cross again with the opposite leg in front. And we'll place the hands on the shoulders with the fingers pointing forward and the thumbs back. And make big circles around with the elbows, moving with your breath. So it feels like there's less effort and more ease, like almost like the breath is inflating the movement and then deflating the release of the movement. And then circle the other way. seeing how you've chosen to coordinate the breathing with the movement, where it makes most sense for your body to inhale and to exhale. And then let the arms relax down. Inhale and reach the arms up. Exhale just the left hand down. Slide it out, but keep the right sit bone on the ground. Then bend the left elbow so that the left shoulder drops down away from the ear. Push into the left hand so that you feel the right sit bone grounding into the earth. Turn your gaze up and reach your right fingers away from your right buttock. And then feel the long, slow breath traveling up the whole right side. When you exhale, you can surrender the weight of your body and see if it wants to drop a little bit more to the left. Left shoulder down away from the ear. Really reaching through those right fingers so that you're creating a stretch and then breathing to deepen the stretch, to open the stretch. Just like breathing into a balloon stretches the skin of the balloon. On your next inhale, reach the arms back up. Exhale the right hand down and out to the right. Not so far that the left sit bone comes up. And then a slight bend in the elbow just so that that right shoulder can come down away from the ear. Turn your gaze up and to the left. Push into the right hand, sink down into the left buttock, and reach out long through the left hand. Imagine that your breath can travel the entire spans from your left sit bone to your left fingers. On your next inhale, lift and reach the arms up. Exhale, fold over, hands to the ground in front of you. Letting the elbows drop, the arms relax, the hands rest, the weight of the head dropping. You feel the softness of your body expanding with each inhale and releasing with each exhale. Breathing slowly and fully, taking in the full expression of breath. So you keep the inhale going until there's really no more room. That's what creates the further expansion, and it also kind of goes into the stress and kind of scoops it up and then releases it out as you exhale. All the tightness and the tension intermingles with the breath and gets released. On your next inhale, roll yourself up, reach the arms up. Exhale the hands together at the heart. And release the hands down. Release the legs and shake them out again. You can rub the knees if that would feel good. And then cross at your ankles and flip over your ankles onto hands and knees, or get there any way that you can. So we'll start with the hands lined up under the shoulders. I like to be on fists because my wrists are happier that way. You're welcome to be on fists as well, or on palms. And then just take a moment with eyes closed if you can, just to feel the weight of your body sinking down evenly between all four legs of this table, your two arms and your two legs. Really feel the bones releasing into the earth. The more we support our back with our bones, the less we need to use our muscles and the more we can move and stretch them. So we'll start to move by dipping the belly down and breathing into the belly, and then breathing all the way up into the chest as we reach the eyes up. And then on the exhale, we drop the tailbone, lift the belly, and drop the head. Inhaling into cow, tailbone curls up, and then we move the spine in a wave from the tail to the head, and then cow from the tail to the head again, lifting the spine, maybe pushing the hands down into the ground to help lift a little higher. And then you'll just continue at your own pace, letting the rhythm of your breath guide you. Maybe really feeling the movement as a real gradual movement, one vertebra at a time, rippling up and down the spine. And then we'll come back to neutral spine and table pose, gazing straight down at the ground so that the neck is in the same long straight line as the rest of the spine. And then we'll send the left leg back. Try to have the leg parallel to the ground if you can. And then if you're able and you wish, take the right arm forward as well. Lift the belly up to support the back. And then reach out long from the fingers to the toes. And breathe deep and slow. Now step that left foot down and off to the right behind you. So you're crossing your legs. Send the right arm out to the right and then lift up and twist. And then squeeze your inner thighs together. Try to breathe wide across your collarbones. And release down. Bring your left knee back beside your right knee. Take your gaze down. Establish the rhythm of your breathing if you've gone astray. And then send the right leg back. Left arm can join, coming forward, lifting the belly to support the back, and extending out long from foot to hand. And you can imagine that you're also breathing from foot to hand, filling your whole body. Imagine that your body is floating on top of your breath. And then we'll set that right foot down off to the left behind you. Send the left arm out to the side, and then lift and twist. Squeeze the inner thighs together. That should help the twist a little bit. If you can gaze up at your thumb, go ahead. Otherwise, just bring your gaze to wherever is comfortable for you. And see if the breath can make its way from the belly to the chest, maneuvering its way around the twist, through the twist, into the twist. Beautiful. Face down. Bring the knee back. And then keeping the hips lined up over the knees, start to walk your hands forward, dropping your chest toward the floor, resting down on your forehead, or if you're able, onto your chin, or if you want to go even deeper, onto your cheek. Try to keep your arms straight so that you get a really deep stretch in your elbows. And then see if you can imagine somebody sitting down on your back and letting your chest drop down toward the mat. If you're on your cheek, turn to the other cheek. If you're not, just stay where you are. Find the space in your body for the breath and fill it. When you exhale, you can imagine your back ribs sinking toward your front ribs. If your head is turned, bring it center. Bring the hands back under the shoulders. Press yourself up into hands and knees, and we'll take another cat pose. Just rounding the back again and holding here. Feeling the stretch of the spine, the opposite direction. Beautiful. And then come back to neutral spine, and we'll come down onto our bellies. And just resting for a moment, maybe stacking your hands and letting your forehead rest on your stacked hands. See if it might feel nice to let the heels fall open. So for me, that means out to the side, but for you, they might feel better to fall in, or just maybe as you are is great. And just take a few moments here just to breathe with the earth. Feel how the body rises up away from the earth as you inhale and sinks back down as you exhale. See if you can maintain the same slow rhythm of breathing as we move, extending the right arm straight forward, just the right one. And then we'll reach back and grab hold of the left foot with the left hand. If you're not able to reach the left foot with the left hand, left foot, the other left foot, then sometimes if you can't reach, maybe you can grab a towel and use that, or a strap, or maybe just hold your pant leg. Now I'd like you to press firmly down into your pelvis, nice and strong. Good. And then I'm going to give some options here, and you do whichever one works for you. So you can press into your right hand and lift your chin and chest, or you can just keep your head down. You can kick up and back with your left foot and get that leg off the ground. You can lift the right arm. You can lift the right leg. And then breathe. And then as you breathe, see if you can reconnect to that feeling of floating up away from the ground as you inhale and sinking back down into the pelvis as you exhale. Last breath here. And relax everything, resting the forehead on the stacked hands again, letting the heels maybe fall out to the sides if that would feel good, or whatever feels good to you. Just reconnecting with the simplicity of the breath. So what we're aiming for here is that the same ease of the body in this resting position and that same ability to kind of inflate and deflate and just kind of softly move like waves in the ocean. We want to try to maintain that softness as we move into the stretches. So continue to focus on your breath and just layer the movement on top of that. We'll start by extending the left arm forward, bending the right leg and reaching back and taking hold of the right foot with the right hand. And then you can lift your head. You can kick that right foot up and back into the hand. You can add the lift of the left arm. You can add the lift of the left leg. All of that is optional, whatever serves you. And then maybe closing the eyes so that you can more easily connect with the breath and let the breath do the job for you. And relax down. Once again, resting forehead on stacked hands. Resting the body into the earth. Like you're breathing the earth into your body, into yourself. And then we'll bend both knees. Press the tailbone down to the ground. Reach the hands back and take hold of your knees. Your feet, sorry. Thank you. Most people can get there with a little help. Not everyone. Good. And then really pressing down into the pelvis. Lift your chin. Kick your feet up and back. Eyes roll up. And you're welcome to close your eyes and connect with the inside of the posture. Really kicking with the feet. Can you breathe all the way up into your chest? It's going to be tight there because we're stretching it. So see if you can just encourage the breath to come into the tightness. That looks nice, Michael. And relax down. Stack the hands. Rest the forehead. Rest the legs. Rest the body. Feel the breathing. Just letting the body be saturated with this prana, this life force. And then place the hands under the shoulders. Push into the hands and send your buttocks back to your heels, keeping the arms extended overhead, bringing the forehead down toward or to the ground as best as you're able to. And we're going to press forward with the hands and really create some nice length through the spine, sending the hips back. And of course, sending the breath into the back. And then walk the hands over to the right. The right hand will come beside you, and you'll push into that hand to send the left hip back, and then walk the fingers of the left hand out as long as they'll go, creating a nice long stretch from the left buttock to the left fingers, and breathing up and down that whole left side. And then walk the hands over to the left. Left hand beside you, pushing into the hand, sending the right hip back, and then reaching out long with the right hand, stretching and breathing from hip to hand. And then walk the hands back to center. Keep the hands just where they are. Lift your buttocks off your heels. And just spread your fingers wide apart. Curl the toes under. Take a breath in. And then when you exhale, lift your knees but keep them bent. And then push forward with your hands and send your sit bones back as if you're trying to line your sit bones up over your heels. The knees are still bent. And then try to collapse your back down so that your ribs move in the direction of your thighs. Let your head drop down completely. And then press just the left heel down, straightening the left leg, keeping the right knee bent. Push forward into all 10 fingers, sending the hips back even more, and then down into that left heel. And then feel the breath coming inside of it. On your next inhale, lift the right leg into the sky and look forward. Exhale, step the foot up between your hands. And if it doesn't come easily, just help it up with your hands. We're going to keep the back heel off the ground, so not in a warrior stance. The back foot is going to face forward. We're going to lift ourselves up. Bring the arms up into a Venus lock, interlacing the thumbs. And then press back through your left heel, forward through your tailbone, and then pull your hands apart. And then breathe into the vast expanse of your body. Bring the right hand down, place it on your thigh, turn the left palm to face right. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, reach over to the right, gazing to the left. Keep pressing back through your left heel, breathing up into the left ribs. You can have the back foot on the floor if that makes it easier for you to maintain the balance. That's fine. Good. Now lift the left arm up again, and then we're going to bring either the elbow over or just the hand over. If the elbow's over, the palms come together, and then look past your right elbow. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, press the right hand down into the left and try to move the thumbs to the sternum, right to your heart center. Place the hands back on the ground. Bring the left knee down. Relax the back toes. Walk the hands back. Straighten the front foot and lift it up. And then bring it down. And lift it up. And bring it down. And breathing in and breathing out. And then hold the flex position. Take a breath in, look up. Exhale and release over your leg. Let your head drop. And then if your hands are able to touch the ground, I know not everybody will, but if your hands are able to touch the ground, see if you can lighten the touch so that you're barely touching. You're just there for balance. So that you're not in any way holding yourself up with your hands. And then connect even more with the breath, and with each exhale, see if you can let go a little more of the upper body. And bend the front knee. Bring the hands on either side. Bring the back, curl the back toes under and step back. Bending your left knee, straighten your right leg. Press forward through your fingers, back through your hips, down into your right heel. On your next inhale, lift the left leg up, look forward. Exhale, step the foot up between the hands or just bring it there however you can. Bending deeply into the front knee. Lift your body up. Lift the arms. Interlock the thumbs. Try to get your back leg really straight and push back into the heel. And then bring the tailbone forward and pull the hands apart. Crescent pose. Slow, deep breathing. Left hand comes down onto the thigh. Right palm turns to the left and reach over to the left, looking to the right. Keep reaching back through the heel. Breathing up into the heart. Inhale the arms straight up. Exhale, turn to the left. Either take the hand to the outside of the leg or the knee to the outside of the leg. Either like this or like this. Left hand on top of the right if you can. Take a deep breath in. On an exhale, press down with the left hand, moving both hands toward the heart center, looking behind you past your elbow or shoulder. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Ooh. And hands back. We'll step the back leg forward. Tuck the chin, roll yourself up. Reach the arms up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Oh, yes. Thank you. Sorry, we forgot this one. Come back down. Thank you. Glad somebody's paying attention. So the left leg is forward and straight. Inhale and look up. Exhale over the leg. And again, try to take weight out of your hands so that the body can sink with each exhale. Letting go, letting go. Inhaling through the shape of the body. And now lift your head, shift your weight forward, bending into the left knee, curl the back toes under, and step the back foot forward. And then rolling up, inhale. Exhaling over, straight legs if you can. And then you can bring your hands behind the backs of your legs. You can take hold of opposite elbows and let the weight of your arms hang down. You can tuck your hands under your feet if that's within reach. Or you can just do nothing and let your hands hang. As you inhale, push your feet down and pull your thighs up. As you exhale, lift your navel in and up. And then if you're doing something with your hands, let them go. Bend your knees, bring your hands to the ground. And then lower all the way onto your buttocks. And we'll come right onto our backs. And with the knees bent and the feet flat on the floor, we'll lift the buttocks a little bit, tuck it under, and lower back down. Just a little tuck to lengthen the spine. And then release the legs and shake them out. If you're using an eye pillow, you can place that on your eyes now. And we'll all have the arms out, away from the body with the palms up, like a starfish. Take a deep breath in through the nose, exhale out of the mouth, releasing the weight of the body into the ground. Inhale into the nose, exhale out of the mouth, releasing the weight of the jaw, letting the lips slightly fall. Inhale deep, exhale out of the mouth, releasing the activity of the mind, letting go of words and images, planning, worrying, past and future. Let it all go and bring your full attention to your breath. And then let your breath go so that you're not trying to breathe deeply anymore. You're just letting breath breathe for you. And you can notice where you feel the breath most easily in your body. And rest your attention there. Nothing to do. Just breathing effortlessly and feeling the breath. Noticing if the mind wanders and bringing it back to the breath. More relax. Letting go. Letting go. Letting go. Start to bring your awareness back. Deep breath into your heart. Move the fingers and toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath and stretch long. Hug the knees into the chest, rocking gently from side to side, feeling the ground massage in your back. Come back to center, bring the soles of your feet together, the palms together, rub hand to hand and foot to foot. And then roll over onto either side, resting your head on your underside arm, resting your body on the ground, resting your mind in the field of your body, resting on the ground. And seeing how you feel, taking in the benefits of your practice and your own goodness. And then slowly start to press yourself up, letting your head come up last, coming into any comfortable seated position. Sinking down into the sit bones, lifting tall through the crown of the head. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, the hands together at the heart. Inhale, the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply. Take it all in from bottom to top. Let it all go. Drop the chin to the chest. Namaste.